livestockwarehouse.com for more details.
ABC 36 News Now. ABC 36 News starts now.
Good afternoon, Kentucky. I'm Doug High.
And I'm Lisa High.
Thanks for joining us. We begin with Hurricane Helene, where the storm has killed at least 25 people and leaving millions without power.
The 25 reported deaths from the storms have been confirmed in 4 states, with 2 of the deaths and 4 injuries happening in Newberry County, South Carolina.
At this time, Helene's winds are deteriorating as it tracks deeper inland over the eastern U.S., and the system is now a tropical depression with winds of 35 miles per hour, down 10 miles per hour from just a few hours ago. And this is according to the National Hurricane Center.
Also, just now into our newsroom, where 4 counties and a city have verbally declared a state of emergency, with Breathitt, Clark, Lee, and Letcher counties, and then the city of Winchester as well.
Meteorologist T.G. Shuck on the job. Teach, how we doing out there?
Well, it's been a rough Friday, as you know, here in central and eastern Kentucky. Unfortunately, things playing out about as expected. Ironically, Tropical Depression Helene is in the Commonwealth. It was a tropical storm until about the time it crossed the state line into southern Kentucky. So it's an elongated center, but it's about 100 miles to the south of Louisville. Again, max winds 35 miles per hour. Just the sheets of rain that we had through the mid to late morning here in the Bluegrass, all that beginning to shift out to the west. As we told you yesterday, it looked like a lot of the afternoon was going to be dry. We've had those howling northeast winds and some incredible wind gusts, 51 miles per hour in Mount Sterling. Now, it says 62 out at Bluegrass Airport, but they upped it to 65 at about 12:30. So the map off a few miles per hour, but that's actually a stronger gust than what we had when the remnants of Hurricane Ike came through here back in 2008, and that did a lot of damage as well. But you see a smattering of 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. Now, current wind speeds, again, along the I-64 corridor, that's a favorite area with sustained winds, 25 to 30, highest gusts. As that rain begins to lift northward up into northern Kentucky, and still seeing some stronger gusts near 50 there in Jackson. So there's a high wind warning until 8 o'clock, basically all of central and eastern Kentucky. But there is good news. As the depression becomes a remnant low, I think as we get deeper into the evening and overnight, notice how the wind gusts really begin to back off. Sure, it's going to be a bit on the breezy side for Saturday, but nothing crazy like what we've seen out there this afternoon. And you see the winds kind of following where the center of the remnant low will be. And again, this weekend, nothing we can't handle relative to the rain. All right, the solid shield of rain finally coming to an end. Some thunderstorms develop. In fact, a little spin-up tornado just to the east of Ashland there around the Huntington area, moving off to the northwest into southern Ohio here. But again, the bulk of that rain, I think, is going to remain to our west. Just a few scattered showers going into the evening hours, and then everything's going to eventually pivot back east later on tonight. Here's the radar loop from the past few hours, and again, insult to injury, the very strong to damaging winds just blowing all that moderate to heavy rain around. And over the last 24 hours, you see some pretty healthy rainfall totals, at least an inch or 2 in most locations. We've got the flood watch, eastern Kentucky until 8 o'clock, west central Kentucky until 8 a.m. tomorrow. So how it looks the remainder of the afternoon, yes, the depression here eventually moves to the west. It becomes a remnant low. And notice how it drifts to the southwest, and we're going to swing some moisture in here by tomorrow morning. That is going to keep things just kind of dreary, unsettled. And then just think of a top on a table. Notice how it doesn't go anywhere this weekend. So we're going to be dealing with low clouds, occasional showers, temperatures struggling to get to the upper 60s, low 70s. But at least the good news is our winds, and that's the key here, will really begin to back down as we head again into the upcoming weekend. We've already seen some pretty healthy rainfall totals, I think, over the weekend with the showery nature of the activity. maybe 2 to 3 out here in western Kentucky, especially with what's on the way this afternoon. Maybe another inch or two. It's going to go a long way to lessening that drought. But more than anything, we need to back those winds down because obviously there's a lot of cleanup with trees and power lines down. We're finally going to break out of this and get back into some sunshine, it looks like, as we welcome October. More on that in your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, TG. Well, we're also monitoring a growing number of power outages across the Commonwealth.
Kentucky Utilities so far has seen over 220,000 power outages across the Commonwealth. Officials say the response time to restore power will vary based on location, but based on the high winds, Kentucky says they're expecting that outage number to grow.
And now let's get to Paxton to show the damages from right here in Kentucky. Paxton?
Yeah, continuing our team coverage of Helene. Now, this is, as you can see, images into our newsroom, making it very difficult to get around today. You see down trees, down power lines, as you said, resulting in over 220,000 people without power this afternoon. It's continuing to impact the state of Kentucky with those power outages, those debris on the roadway. As you mentioned earlier, 4 counties have already declared a verbal state of emergency. Also, the city of Winchester doing that as well. And as you can see, rain on the roadways. Governor Beshear saying in his news conference earlier today, you want to be on the lookout for that. If you see even the littlest bit of water on the roadways, you're going to want to avoid that because it only takes an inch or two for your car to float off of the roadway. So you're going to want to practice a ton of caution as we get through the remnants of Helene as it makes its way through the Commonwealth. Now we're going to send things out to ABC 36 meteorologist Dylan Godet, who's currently monitoring those conditions in Hamburg. Dylan?
Thanks, Paxton. Yes, I am here in the Hamburg area of Lexington, and many residents who are at work today are going to come home to sites like this. Trees, branches down all across Lexington and several other areas in central and eastern Kentucky. The strongest of the wind gusts moved in late during the morning hours through the early afternoon. We're not going to likely see gusts that strong anymore, but you're still going to be dealing with some strong winds lingering through the remainder of your evening. So people, unfortunately, this weekend with some light to moderate rain continuing Saturday and Sunday are going to have some cleanup. We also have several leaves on the roadway as well. So that not only is difficult for travel, but also is going to add to that cleanup. So make sure you're being careful through the rest of the day today. Good news is those wind gusts are starting to calm down a little bit, but still with so many power outages, I've already seen crews here in the Hamburg area from the city out trying to clean up and get these trees cleared out of roadways, out of driveways, out of yards like behind me as well. So take it safe through the remainder of your day. The ABC 36 Storm Team and your entire ABC 36 team will keep you updated through the rest of the day. For now, though, reporting live in Lexington, I'm meteorologist Dylan Godet. Doug and Lisa, back to you.
Dylan, thanks. Dylan's been tracking those wind gusts all day for us, and it is a mess out there. And as we mentioned, 220,000 Kentuckians currently without power. Team coverage continues, and now joining us by phone, ABC 36's Walker Simmons.
He's joining us from Bluegrass Airport to talk about the weather impact from Hurricane Helene. How's it going out there, Walker?
Hey, Doug, Lisa. Well, guys, right now I'm in the B terminal in the Bluegrass Airport. I will say, just looking at the departures list, there's one cancellation going to Atlanta, but there are planes taking off from the Bluegrass Airport here. One thing I will say, just by noticing the activity out on the tarmac, it's kind of like a desert. There's not a lot going on. We're just seeing a lot of waiting around, but occasionally a plane will take off here and there. So there are some departures. You are in luck if you're flying today, but it just seems to be like there's a lot of waiting around and a little bit more of a slower pace here at the Bluegrass Airport. That's all I can report right now. Doug, Lisa, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, well, thanks for eyes on out at the airport. And today, Governor Beshear speaking to the public about the significant but not severe weather event that's happening in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Governor Beshear saying that Kentucky will be hit with moderate to heavy rain and windy conditions today, with 3 to 5 inches of rain possible through Sunday night. Wind gusts could potentially get up to 40 to 55 miles per hour today.
We've seen it, and with all of this, it could cause minor flooding today, along with a slight risk of flash flooding and chances trees could fall, loose objects being blown around. We've seen that too in team coverage. Most importantly, Bashir wants Kentuckians to be ready to respond, but knows that Kentucky has made it through a lot worse in previous years.
Significant weather event. Our main worries are wind gusts and sustained wind, as well as the amount of rain. We've pre-staged assets across Kentucky to be ready to respond if it moves from significant to severe. Finally, we just want to make sure that everybody out there is careful. We made it through F4 tornado and F3 tornado, multiple smaller tornadoes.
According to Governor Bashir, search and rescue teams are currently on standby across the state. However, Bashir addressed the potential of declaring a state of emergency. He said earlier this morning that he didn't think that a state of an emergency will be needed.
Well, still ahead, we've got your Solid Blue Sports Report.
And details on a benefit concert at the Manchester tomorrow night. And we have the headliner in studio with us right now. Stay with us.
Well, Helene, now a tropical depression spinning just to the south of Louisville. Good news, a lot of the heavy rain is moving westward, and I think our winds are going to slowly diminish as we go into Friday evening. But don't put away the rain gear just yet. May come in handy this weekend. Your 7-day forecast is next.
Name a place you'd be shocked to see a man bring his inflatable doll.
Funeral, Steve.
Family Feud.
Hey, dog. Who you taking to Uncle Earl's funeral?
Family 10 and 7:30, and now from 4 to 5 on ABC 36.
The excellence of driving a Buick is matched by the excellence of the dealership experience when you own a Buick. Buick, exceptional by design.
Current eligible non-GM owners get $3,000 purchase allowance on 2024 Encore GX models. That's 10% below MSRP on this Encore GX.
The utility grid is in worse shape than it's ever been in the history of electricity for our homes. So we're losing power more frequently, and we have the solution, a Generac backup power generator. It's automatic, it comes on, no more dragging a generator out of the garage and filling it up with gasoline. This runs on natural gas or propane. It's built into the house. When the grid goes down, the generator comes on, and you're living just like the grid was there. So never lose power again. Give Synergy a call. We're the experts. 859-687-0553 or mysynergyhome.com.
He stands 6 foot 3 inches tall, 235 pounds.
Cash Daniel.
I'm not good enough.
Cash. What a play.
You know, he's pushed me hard to get to this moment all my life, to never give up. I think it's about time to quit. Nobody cares.
Trying to get through, and Cash Daniel stops him at the 30.
The outside doesn't always reveal what we're truly feeling in here. I'm Cash Daniel. I, along with 260 million other people on this planet, struggle with depression. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact Shelby's Way today.
Join Legion M and ABC 36 for an unforgettable Kentucky evening with William Shatner. Worldwide icon William Shatner will host a screening of the critically acclaimed film You Can Call Me Bill at the Kentucky Theater in downtown Lexington, Friday, October 4th at 6 p.m. Followed by a live Q&A moderated by ABC 36's Doug and Lisa High and a VIP after party. Tickets through the QR code or website. A Kentucky evening with William Shatner. Brought to you by ABC 36. Visit Lex and Legion M. Time for your ABC 36 Storm Team forecast.
Welcome back. Well, we've seen a lot this morning already with the weather. I'm wondering what that's going to hold for the evenings, too.
Well, at least the good news is the wind should begin to back off a bit. It's still going to be a little breezy overnight, but nothing like what we dealt with earlier today because the system overall is weakening. But check out some of these wind gusts from the Kentucky Mesonet sites around the area. And boy, things cranked up just as expected. Over in Morgan County, 60-mile-per-hour gusts. Nicholas County, 57. The southern site there, corner of Nicholsville Road and Man of War, 56. The northern site, 54, out around Newtown Pike and I-75. So We talked yesterday that we had the potential of seeing, again, those wind gusts between 50 to 60 miles per hour. Unfortunately, that's been realized. Helene, now a tropical depression. What's left of the center is actually just to the south of Louisville in this big swath of moderate to heavy rain, which of course was blown around by those gusty winds late morning and into the early afternoon, shifting west as expected. So we're going to catch a bit of a break from the rain, and we could actually use it. Here are some of the official gusts, and it was actually 65 out at Bluegrass Airport, 51 in Mount Sterling, 47 in Williamstown, 46 from Mount Vernon, and 45 in Somerset. Our current wind speeds, these are sustained, again, closer to that big shield of rain here along and north of I-64, sustained about 20, 25 with those gusts still playing in that 40 to 45 range, and have that out into eastern Kentucky a bit as everything rotates around the center, which again is along the I-65 corridor. Hanging on to the high wind warning for now, much of the area until 8 o'clock this evening. They'll either cancel it early or allow that to expire. Now here are the expected wind gusts. Even this evening, notice how we really back them off. The higher gusts will be concentrated around what will be a remnant low by that point as far as what's left of Helene. A little bit breezy for the day on Saturday, but again, nothing like what we dealt with today. The other issue, it's just going to be kind of a dreary day with clouds around and some consistent rain. So the solid rainfall has shifted to the north and west. Got a few thunderstorms into southern Ohio, even a bit of spin prompted a tornado warning up near Huntington and Ashland for our northeastern Kentucky and western West Virginia. You see all the stuff lifting to the north, and our northeast winds, I think, are going to go east and then shift to the southwest, and again, hopefully they'll back down just a bit. Looking at some of the rainfall totals, I guess pulling the positive out of this event. Definitely need the rain given the drought conditions, and we've seen it and will continue to. The flood watch ongoing until 8 o'clock in eastern Kentucky, west central Kentucky. They'll carry it over into tomorrow morning. So there's what's left of Helene. Again, just off to the south of Louisville. It will pivot back to the west, and as that happens, there's been an upper low sitting off to our southwest, and that's going to essentially absorb the remnants of Helene. And then just think of a top on a table. Spin it, doesn't go anywhere. That's what we're looking at overnight and into the day tomorrow. It will drift eastward slowly, and that's going to bring some light to maybe moderate rain back in here for the day tomorrow. So it's not going to be the best of Saturdays. It'll be a little dreary. You're going to be dealing with some rain from time to time, and I think temperatures are going to struggle to even get out of the 60s for afternoon highs. Similar scenario on Sunday, and then we finally begin to back it down. It's hard to believe we'd be saying, man, we actually need a little dry weather, considering we have been dealing with the drought for the last several months. So here's kind of a bird's eye view on how things will play out. Notice that low, it's not going anywhere, so more of the same on Sunday. We'll see more clouds and a few showers, and it should begin to jog to the northeast a little bit on Monday, maybe a mix of clouds and sunshine there. What's going to happen is it's going to get a little kick from this frontal boundary, which essentially will sweep it out of the area. That'll do a couple of things. It will dry us out, which we're going to need, and it will also bring a little bit cooler air, much more fall-like, ironically, right as we flip the calendar to October. So for the remainder of the weekend here, especially with the heavier rain moving out into western Kentucky and then pivoting back this way, I think we could pick up another 2, maybe even locally 3 inches, a little less out into eastern Kentucky, but all this going a long way to relaxing the drought away. In fact, drought monitor came out Thursday. Now keep in mind, the reading was taken this past Tuesday before it had rained at all. So in red here, we've got the extreme drought from Frankfort down to Harrodsburg, Danville, rest of the area either abnormally dry, moderate, severe in a few spots. But once they take the reading this coming Tuesday, this map this time next week should look a whole lot different. Now, tonight, clouds, showers from time to time, kind of rotating back in. The winds are going to back down. Still going to be breezy, but nothing crazy like what we dealt with late morning and into the early afternoon. Occasional rain tomorrow, still a little bit on the breezy side. Not the best of Saturdays. Got any outdoor plans, of course. And the extended forecast, a little more of the same into the day on Sunday. Highs right around 70. And then we'll start to climb the ladder, hanging on to a few showers as that weak front comes through on Tuesday, welcoming October. We'll drop temperatures back a bit, but hey, mid to late next week looking pretty good with afternoon highs climbing back through the 70s and more importantly, some sunshine returning.
Hike! This season, make the play and win the road at Paul Miller Auto Outlet. Shop a game-winning selection of over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from. That's the largest used car inventory in Central Kentucky. Make the play and check out Bargain Row. An entire row of quality used vehicles with prices as low as $59.95. Touchdown! The selection is huge. The savings are even bigger. Make the play and save big before offers end.
Everybody saves big at Paul Miller Auto Outlet.
Not just college football, SEC football. Enjoy the spectacle.
Watch Oklahoma at Auburn, Saturday at 3:30 p.m. on ABC 36. Sponsored locally by Hicks & Funson, Kentucky lawyers.
I was coming home from work. Traffic had stopped. The guy behind me he didn't stop. Anybody I've talked to that's used Morgan & Morgan has always got positive things to say about him. And they took care of me, and now we're doing okay. Thank God that I went to Morgan & Morgan.
You can feel it when your dream becomes a pursuit. And with vitiligo, the pursuit for your pigment is no exception. It's time you had a proven choice to help restore what's yours. Opzelura is the first and only FDA-approved prescription treatment for non-segmental vitiligo. Proven to help repigment skin over time, restoring what's yours. It's possible with a steroid-free cream that you can apply yourself.
Opzelura can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB or hepatitis B or C. Serious lung infections, skin cancer, blood clots, and low blood cell counts occurred with Opzelura. In people taking JAK inhibitors, serious infections, increased risk of death, lymphoma, other cancers, and major cardiovascular events have occurred. The most common side effects were acne and itching where applied.
Repigmentation is possible. Ask your dermatologist today about starting or refilling Opzelura. Pursue it.
Join us for Lexplorations with Dr. Jason Swanson, bringing you the stories of what makes Lexington and the Bluegrass so special. A high noon exclusive feature in partnership with Visit Lex and only on ABC 36 News at Noon. This portion of ABC 36 News is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Everybody, Forrest Tucker with you this afternoon. The precipitation has turned high school football games into an evaporation. Almost all the games slated for tonight have been canceled, and some kicked off last night. Others going to kick off tomorrow. Let's give you the latest here with these graphics. Now, Boyle County Lex Cast still going on, to my knowledge, 8:30 p.m. start time. Per the coaches there, that's an hour delay from 7:30. That was when it was originally slated. Spencer County Western Hills are going to push it back to 11 a.m. tomorrow on Saturday. Now, haven't heard much about this game since midday, but Montgomery County and GRC should be kicking off at 7:30. We're going to try and keep you updated. They'll get a new, fresh update into the newsroom. Let's look at some scores from Thursday night. A lot of teams played on Thursday night for Thursday night football. Sayre beats Nicholas County 42-0. Lafayette doing pretty well this season. They went to Louisville and beat Moore 16-6. East Jessamine getting to 500. They win by 2 points against Russell County. Then Madison Central and Great Crossing had a really good game up in Georgetown. The Indians come away victorious by 17 points in that one. A couple more games to tell you about from Thursday night. Franklin County got the forfeit from Shelby County. They get the 1-0 win. That'll go down that way. Another donut on the scoreboard there. Shawnee is defeated by LCA 53-0. All right. That is kind of the roundup of what we know so far. If any more developments come to our newsroom, we're going to let you know about it. Stay with us at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight as we hopefully learn more. Forrest Tucker, ABC 36 Sports. More show after this.
The insurance companies know that if you don't have a lawyer, they can settle your case for only a third of what it's worth. They know which firms settle and which firms go to trial. Never settle for less. Serious injury? Get a serious litigator. Golden Law. Was it road rage? Were they on their phone? Did they attempt to use the truck as a weapon? Serious wrecks need expert representation. The Golden Law team is built of attorneys who defended major insurance companies. Now they defend you. Get serious litigators. Golden Law.
The utility grid is in worse shape than it's ever been in the history of electricity for our homes. So we're losing power more frequently, and we have the solution, a Generac backup power generator. It's automatic, it comes on, no more dragging a generator out of the garage and filling it up with gasoline. This runs on natural gas or propane. It's built into the house. When the grid goes down, the generator comes on, and you're living just like the grid was there. So never lose power again. Give Synergy a call. We're the experts. 859-687-0553 or mysynergyhome.com.
Football is back. It's the season for crisp, cool days, sunny skies, clear nights, and mild temps. Fall in the bluegrass is beautiful until it isn't. Meteorologists T.G. Shuck and Dylan Godet are here to tell us what to expect. Is it warm enough for shorts? Will the kids need a jacket for school? Is rain on the way? When storms are rolling in, we track them on air and on the ABC 36 weather app. We're reaching you with the alerts you need. Anytime, everywhere. ABC 36 News Now.
I'm so glad to be a part of the Mingy family. For 30 years, Mingy Beef Jerky has given us the finest cuts of hand-sliced beef jerky right here in Paris, Kentucky. I love it so much they gave me my own locker. When I'm in the studio or on the go, Mingy Beef Jerky makes the perfect snack. Don't let yourself get hungry. Enjoy Mingy Beef Jerky, serving Kentucky since 1994.
Every answer tells a story.
Name an activity that makes you feel alive.
Having sex! But sometimes, don't tell it on national TV.
Name an animal your wife looks like when she gives you her mean face.
A boar, Steve. I'm sorry.
The stories continue.
There was no gap. Oh, boy, I'm sorry. Kuna Matata.
Family Feud. Weekdays at 10, 4, and 7:30 on ABC 36 News Now. Welcome back to Good Afternoon Kentucky on ABC 36 News Now.
Hey friends, welcome back in. Elevate the Stage. It's a benefit concert for childhood cancer research and advocacy. It's a nonprofit that helps fund less toxic, more effective treatment for those with pediatric cancer.
And joining us now is the headliner of the event being held tomorrow at the Manchester singer, songwriter, and pediatric sarcoma survivor, Mackenzie Wilma. Thank you so much for coming in, Mackenzie.
Yeah, thank you for having me back here. It's so good to see you all again.
Oh, same
good to
here.
see you.
We wanted to hear some music, so we coaxed you back.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to give that to y'all today.
And to brave the weather. We appreciate you being here.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about how you found yourself in this wild business of singer-songwriter.
So my entire family is very, very musical. I come from like a very creative musical background family. Pretty much everyone either writes or sings or is an artist or plays an instrument or multiple instruments. And I'd always been in choir growing up. And I ended up writing music when I turned, I think, 13. I taught myself how to play the guitar.
Wow.
And writing music kind of came along with that, and
My
I just kind of hit the ground running and haven't looked back since.
Well, and it's crazy. It obviously took off because you are now working with Taylor Swift's former manager. Is that right?
Yeah, so I believe it was a 3-month sort of like intern mentorship with Taylor Swift's former manager, Rick Barker, at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. And it was really cool getting to work with him because he showed a lot more of the business side of the music industry.
Which is so important.
Of course, you have the
Critical,
creative side, but you don't realize how much of a business and entrepreneurship it actually is until you get down into the nitty-gritty and see how to really promote yourself. So working with him was a really eye-opening experience that I'm so grateful for.
What an opportunity, right? And then the album comes out in 2021, and now you're headlining this great fundraiser tomorrow night at the Manchester. Tell us a little bit about about what you have in store for us tomorrow night.
Yeah, so tomorrow night I will be headlining a concert at the Manchester Music Hall in the Distillery District, and I will be performing along with some other local musicians. And as a pediatric sarcoma survivor, it's very important for me to raise awareness for something that means a lot to me while doing something that I love. So I'm really happy that I get to be a part of this concert.
Oh, that's fantastic. And we're just so excited to have you here today. And what has been the most exciting part of your career up to this point, would you say?
Oh my gosh, up to this point, I'd probably have to say doing these things, being here on the shows with you and hanging out with everyone, because I've met some really, really cool people while doing this, and I always get so excited to,
that's fantastic.
to come and do this, for sure.
Would you share a little of your music with us? And I think this might entice some of our viewers to come out and see you tomorrow night, too, for a great cause.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it easy letting go of everything you've ever known? Leaving yourself behind, 'cause you're not coming back around this time. Do you still go 5 days a week, just like you did when you were with blast Tyler on the highway as a means of escape? And I'm looking around this old town that I still call home, but I know that I am somewhere you no longer want to go. Me every single time when I come to realize I memorized the stranger's favorite things.
What y'all doing out there?
Check it out.
Taking bribes. Proud of y'all.
We go on and on and on and on and on.
People are into it.
Fire. Yeah, it's such a vibrant thing.
Not just college football, SEC football. Enjoy the spectacle.
Watch Kentucky at Ole Miss, Saturday at 12 p.m. on ABC 36. Sponsored locally by Double Dogs. Sit, stay, eat.
When you're 61 years old, you have few opportunities to change your life. I don't feel invisible now.
Watch The Golden Bachelorette, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on ABC 36 News Now. Sponsored locally by Visit Frankfurt, Kentucky Distilled.
It's time for Kentucky's oldest festival since 1794, the October Court Day Festival in downtown Mount Sterling, October the 18th through the 21st. Over 500 vendors with handmade crafts, antiques, collectibles, and a huge selection of great food. Check out the live music Friday through Sunday on 2 stages, thanks to Community Trust Bank. Catch a free train ride on the Rumpke Court Day Express. Find out more at MountSterlingTourism.com and October Court Day Festival in Mount Sterling on Facebook. Kentucky, come see for yourself.
Join Legion M and ABC 36 for an unforgettable Kentucky evening with William Shatner. Worldwide icon William Shatner will host a screening of the critically acclaimed film You Can Call Me Bill at the Kentucky Theater in downtown Lexington, Friday, October 4th at 6 p.m. Followed by a live Q&A moderated by ABC 36's Doug and Lisa High and a VIP after party. Tickets through the QR code or website. A Kentucky evening with William Shatner. Brought to you by ABC 36, Visit Lex, and Legion M.
Not just college football, SEC football. Join the spectacle.
Watch Oklahoma at Auburn, Saturday at 3:30 p.m. on ABC 36. Sponsored locally by Hicks & Funson, Kentucky Lawyers. Watch ABC 36 Sports live on location from the high school football game of the week every Friday at 5 and 6 p.m. on ABC 36 News. Presented by Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel, and Mingy Beef Jerky. ABC 36 News starts now.
Welcome back into Good Afternoon Kentucky. I'm Doug High.
And I'm Lisa High.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to turn things straight over to Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck.
Time for your ABC 36 Storm Team forecast.
See what we're in store for the rest of the day. What a morning and afternoon, Tej.
Yeah, that window, mid to late morning, early afternoon, that's when we had the worst of the winds. What was Tropical Storm Helene, right as it crossed over into southern Kentucky, became a tropical depression. Obviously, that didn't lessen the punch with it. Latest advisory, 2 o'clock. I think the last one will end up being at 5 o'clock. Center of this, even though it's elongated, is off probably south-southwest of Louisville. Now, the solid shield of rain, which of course just was blown around by the strongest winds we had all day, so it was awful to be outside mid to late morning and around the lunch hour here in the Bluegrass. We expected the rain shield to work north and west, and that's exactly how things have played out. Here are the peak gusts since midnight. It's actually 65 here in Lexington. They upped it a bit around 12:30 is when we had that out of Bluegrass Airport. 51 mile per hour gust in Mount Sterling, 46 there in Mount Vernon, 43 in Danville. So you get the idea. We talked 40 to 50 mile per hour gust, and it has played out that way. One thing you may notice, winds now are beginning to shift to the south and southeast as the center draws farther away. We had that really strong northeast wind just cranking up earlier. Our gusts are still up there a bit in that range of 30 to 35, but overall, I think the winds, the worst of it, hopefully over. Now, we've still got the high wind warning till 8 o'clock. They may back that down a bit as we go through the late afternoon, early evening hours here. Here's what to expect wind-wise this evening. Notice, as the sun goes down, I think we'll begin to back things down. Yeah, we're going to see 25, maybe 30 mile per hour gusts, and it will be a little bit breezy tomorrow, but again, nothing at all. As the system weakens, it becomes a remnant low, and then it's kind of eaten up by the upper low that's off to our southwest. Got a few spotty showers east of I-75. This cluster up here north of Ashland actually tried to spin up a little isolated tornado over into West Virginia and extreme southern Ohio, and they've got a few flooding problems definitely down through western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and the upstate of South Carolina. They had flash flood emergencies in the metro Atlanta area and a number of counties in those aforementioned areas with just some catastrophic flooding. We've seen some healthy rainfall totals, and I think we are going to add to it. 8 o'clock tonight, flood watch in the east. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, back to the west. So here's how things shake out the remainder of the day. Again, what's left of Helene becomes a remnant low over western Kentucky. So some of that moisture may work back into the area overnight, and I think should. So for Saturday, with a low to our west, that's going to keep things just a little bit unsettled. It's going to rain from time to time. It'll be a little breezy. Temperatures will be held in check, and we're going to see more of the same rolling into Sunday. So not the best of weekends to be out and about. And, of course, there's a good bit of cleanup to be had with trees down, and of course power needs to be restored in a number of locations. Now, with that low expected to camp out to the west, we could see another couple of inches over a gradual period of time for the remainder of the weekend and into early next week, with lesser amounts out to our east. So hour by hour, temperatures have been upper 60s, low 70 today. We're pretty much going to be flatline, not going to move a whole lot. I think we'll drift back into the low 60s to kick off your Saturday. And just keep the rain gear handy into the upcoming weekend. There is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel as we flip the calendar to October. We've got some nice days ahead mid to late next week. More on that coming up.
All right, Teach, thanks. We'll see you soon. Well, today, Governor Andy Beshear speaking to the public about the significant but not severe weather event that's happening in the Commonwealth. And today, the governor, holding a news conference at the state capitol, asked Kentuckians to prepare for this serious weather related to the hurricane.
Governor Beshear warning Kentuckians about widespread rain and strong winds with 3 to 5 inches rain possible through Sunday night and even higher amounts locally. Beshear also saying flooding is possible today with the arrival of tropical rains, with a slight risk of flash flooding in areas with the most intense rainfall. The governor urging people to never drive through high water, and if you do have to take the roadways, to take it slow and to avoid hard braking.
Beshear warning all Kentuckians to stay weather aware and pay close attention to weather alerts today and throughout this weekend. Also reminding us the Commonwealth has been through much worse in previous years.
If you do choose to do that, be careful. No texting, no phone calls. If you're out in the middle of this, we need your 100% attention while you're driving for your safety and for the safety of those around you.
At last update, Governor Beshear says 4 counties, Breathitt, Clark, Lee, and Letcher, and the city of Winchester have declared a state of emergency, and we're seeing widespread power outages around the Commonwealth. The governor urging all Kentuckians to stay safe.
Several 100,000 Kentuckians may be disagreeing between serious and severe on this. We're also monitoring a growing number of power outages across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Kentucky Utilities so far has seen 210,000 outages. Now that's down. We were at 220,000 just in our last half-hour broadcast here. Officials say the response time to restore power will vary based on location, but based on the high winds, Kentucky says they're expecting that outage number to grow.
And meanwhile, moments ago in a Team Kentucky updates, state leaders sharing that same message, an increase in power outages, and we're going to continue to follow along with power companies and to keep you updated on current outages, both on air and online at WTVQ.com.
Sounds like they're working hard already, though, to restore power.
They really are.
And it is needed.
Well, with Oktoberfest happening across the United States, we'll talk about one happening right here locally.
Yeah, Blue Stallion's going to be having an Oktoberfest special, and we've got details in studio coming up.
Well, tropical rains and damaging winds earlier here in central and eastern Kentucky. That solid rain shield shifting to the west as Tropical Depression Helene eventually weakens out over western Kentucky. But we're going to see some of that rain pivoting back. At least the worst of the wind appears to be over. But it's going to be kind of a showery weekend to come. I'll tell you more about it in your 7-day after the break.
Right now, it's back and better than before. Get your new dream bathroom designed, and I'll make it interest-free until 2029. That's right, from now until Saturday, I'm doing 0% APR for 5 full years. And if you call in now, get 20% off your entire project. I understand a lot of homeowners are looking to upgrade their bathroom, but they're worried it's going to take weeks and require a large deposit to get started. At West Shore Home, we make the process easy from start to finish, and you can get started with no money down. With hundreds of combinations of styles and options, we can make your dream bathroom a reality. All you have to do is give us a call and schedule your free, no-obligation design consultation. These homeowners had an outdated tub they never used, along with flooring and a vanity that were ready to be replaced. We had their entire bathroom remodeled in under 3 days. This homeowner loves how their bathroom turned out. And here's one more. This homeowner had a bigger bathroom with a tub they never used and a shower that was too small. We completely transformed a space into a large roomy shower with an easy step-over base and a new modern look. And now is your chance to make what you just saw happen in your home. Grab your pen and paper or get ready to call the number you see on your screen now, because for a limited time, I'm making it more affordable to remodel your bath space with long-term 60-month, no-interest financing. That means your project will be broken up into smaller monthly payments, and you'll have 5 full years to pay off your brand new bathroom without paying any interest. And if you're still on the fence, I'll do one more thing for you. If you call in now, I'll take an additional 20% off the entire project. This deal ends Saturday. Don't miss out. Call in now. We'll come out and build your dream bath design, and we'll make it interest-free until 2029. Plus, for anyone who calls in to schedule their free, no-obligation consultation, I'm going to take an additional 20% off their entire bathroom remodel. Refresh your bathroom now and save big when you call the experts at West Shore Home.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. We go through a lot every day, and loose ceramides, my barrier needs to seal in moisture. CeraVe facial moisturizers, developed with dermatologists, continuously deliver 3 essential ceramides to help restore my protective barrier so I can lock in moisture. With CeraVe, we can feel hydrated and look healthy all day. CeraVe facial moisturizing lotions from the #1 dermatologist-recommended skincare brand.
Join ABC 36 for the 11th annual I Know Expo, September 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Lexington Senior Center. Admission is free. Visit iknowexpo.org to learn more. Presented by AARP Lexington and ABC 36.
Time for your ABC 36 Storm Team forecast.
Well, torrential rains and unfortunately gusty to damaging winds on this Friday here in central and eastern Kentucky, but I think we're kind of turning the corner. Helene's remnants weaken, so the high winds diminish tonight and into the weekend, even though we'll still be a bit on the breezy side. The upper low sits and spins overhead the next few days, so the rain chances remain. Looking ahead, finally drying out with some sunshine as we kick off October. Looking at the top wind gusts with the Kentucky Mesonet, top honors, Morgan County at 60, Nicholas County 57, our southern site in Fayette County, corner of Nicholasville Road and Man of War. Not far from there, trust me, it was every bit of 56. Boy, some big time wind, especially here in the bluegrass and out into eastern Kentucky. Helene now a depression. What's left of the center is probably southwest of Louisville. All the heavy rain has now shifted north and west, but coming around the bend, some of this down toward Nashville may actually rotate back into our area. I want to show you a bigger view because look at all this area, all of western North Carolina and upstate South Carolina, although they're beginning to trim it back at one point or another under flash flood warnings, and they had flash flood emergencies in Atlanta this morning. So just some incredible rainfall and some very, very strong winds. Now, the max wind gust is actually 65. They upped it a few miles per hour at about 12:30 out at Bluegrass Airport, which was actually a higher gust than what we had when Hurricane Ike, the remnants, rolled through here back in 2008. Sustained winds, still 15 to 20, and we still have some higher gusts to the tune of 30 to 35, some still upwards of 40 to 45. Our high wind warning still in effect until 8 p.m. That may be trimmed back a bit as we go into the evening hours here. Now, here's our forecast wind gust, and over the next few hours, look at how we really begin to back those down. Is it going to be on the breezy side? Sure. Is it going to be like what we had earlier this morning and early afternoon? Probably not, but with the clouds and some showers around tomorrow, wind will blow it around a little bit. Won't be the best Saturday that we've seen. Some heavy rain up toward Ashland and Huntington, so some flash flood warnings there, but we are getting a break in the action. And again, the winds still up a bit, but they should diminish as we see, of course, the leftovers from Helene kind of stretch out and become a remnant low. Some healthy rainfall totals over the last 24 hours, and we're going to see a little bit more, it looks like, over the weekend. Flood watch until 8 o'clock in the east, west central Kentucky until 8 a.m. tomorrow. So big picture here. The tropical storm now a depression. There's an upper level low that's been sitting back here over Arkansas, and that actually helped steer Helene after landfall right up through the southeastern U.S. Those will kind of join forces, and then that low is going to essentially sit and spin out to our west. So notice this evening and then overnight, everything kind of pivots back into our area during the overnight hours and into the day tomorrow. So we're going to see occasional rain from time to time. Upper 60s will do it for afternoon highs. More of the same on Sunday, and then we're eventually going to trim the rain chances down. So big picture, look at the low, just doesn't go anywhere Sunday or Monday. Just think of like a top on a table. It's just going to kind of waver around, and that's going to keep at least a few rain showers around. Note this frontal boundary out to the northwest. That will essentially pick up the upper low and sweep it out of the area as we get into Tuesday. So we'll be done with it then. Now the rest of the weekend, especially with that rain kind of pivoting back our way, a 2 to 3 inch rainfall additionally to what we've had already, and then maybe an inch or two in a few isolated spots the farther east and southeast you go. So hopefully no big issues with flooding. One thing it's really going to take care of, the drought. Latest drought monitor, the reading was taken Tuesday before it rained at all. And so a lot of this extreme drought down the US 127 corridor, also up toward Ashland, got moderate drought into eastern Kentucky. I think a lot of that will go away. We're going to lessen that significantly. Speaking of lessening, winds are going to back down, cloudy with showers, 63 overnight, and then 68 will do it tomorrow. Occasional rain, still a little bit on the breezy side, and the extended forecast more the same as we roll into Sunday and Monday. That front sweeps through on Tuesday, and finally we get some sunshine back, and we're climbing back toward 80 degrees this time next week.
All right, Teach, thanks for that.
Did he just say sunshine?
He said climbing back.
Wow.
Which sounds good. So we want to celebrate Oktoberfest. We're going to do it right here in Lexington. There's an event going on today and tomorrow for people to check out. Our friends at Blue Stallion, they came to rescue us.
Yes, they did.
They knew that we had all the severe weather coverage today, how stressful it is, and so they brought a few libations for us.
They sure did. So to tell us more about the event and where it is taking place is Leanne Sanders, the event coordinator for Oktoberfest. Leanne, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for bringing the supply here for us. We appreciate
anything we can do to help out, you know, in these troubling times.
You know the newsroom well. This is, and I've always loved your labels. You guys, your label game is super strong too, as well as your product. It's fantastic.
Chelsea Trosper of Birch and Lime does our labels and does a phenomenal job, always keeping them fun and vibrant.
Wow. Well, let's talk about your Oktoberfest that you have planned. You guys always have a great event roster, and we saw Oktoberfest on there. Like, we got to talk to you all about this. What do y'all have planned?
Yeah, so for this year, we're doing a 2-day event. So today you can come out, brave the weather, you know, after the winds die down. And we're doing $10 flight specials, so you'll be able to try a couple different beers that we have on tap. We always have 24 beers on tap, so you have a lot of options, and it's at a little discounted rate. And then tomorrow we'll have a full vendor market from 12 to 5 p.m.
Nice.
We probably will move it inside just to keep everyone nice and dry.
Right.
But then our in-house kitchen, Yearling Pizza, they'll have their normal menu of pizzas and shareables, but they're also adding a small German-inspired special menu as well. So if you're wanting the pretzel and all of the fun things that come with Oktoberfest, you can definitely get that at Blue Stallion this weekend.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And you mentioned the vendors. Can you give us some insight on some of the vendors that are going to be there?
So a couple of our vendors who have been at previous events, we've got Juniper Moon Folk Arts, Mystic Ritual Shop, and then we've got Hound and Horse Bakery. So if you want to come out, get something from your horse, get something for your dog, and I think it'll be a really great time with some new vendors we haven't had out in our space before.
Wow, great opportunity to try some of your new brews as well. This is really cool, and this is just a show up and sit down and have a great time.
Yeah, we really focus on having free events that the community can access. So it's a free event to come out and participate in. And we're going to have our Oktoberfest. That's just standard, as well as a pineapple Oktoberfest, a pumpkin spice dunkel, and then a apple crisp sour. So if you're really wanting those fall flavors, we're going to have all of those. So
yeah. And you brought a lineup here too. What are these flavors right here?
So this is our dunkel and our Czech Pilsner. They're both going to be kind of mainstays that we have on tap. Good lighter options for you. And then we've got right here our Yadam Sippy, which is a peanut butter porter. It's one of my favorites, especially as we start going into the colder weather. And then our Mexican lager Chela right here. Perfect patio sipper, summertime drink, and you throw a lime in it and it's perfect.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You guys, the creativity is always off the charts.
I know, I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, our brewers do a really great job of keeping with the traditional German style lagers and ales that we're known for, but also doing tons of creative things out there.
This is great.
And why do you think Oktoberfest is so special at Blue Stallion?
I just think the fact that we do celebrate German-style lagers and ales all year round, it really comes out in Oktoberfest because I think, I'm a little biased, but we make one of the best Oktoberfests in town. And it's just one of my favorite beers that I wait for every year. And when it's out, I get a little sad inside. Yeah.
Well, we'll vouch for that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, try it later and let me know how you feel.
Absolutely.
This is great, and we're really excited about what you guys have planned tonight and tomorrow. So we want to invite people out. You guys are on 3rd Street, right?
Yes, we're on West 3rd Street, right off of Newtown Pike. And you can come out. We're open today until 11 p.m. and tomorrow 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Wonderful. Well, everybody's going to need it after this weather that we're going through right now.
Exactly.
A lot of cleanup and a lot of headaches, so this will go a long way to helping.
It will.
Thanks for putting this on.
Thank you.
And thanks for sharing
appreciate
it
it.
with us.
Thanks for having me out.
Absolutely, Leanne. Thanks.
Taking a quick break. Back after this.
Explore the new underwater pumpkin glow at Newport Aquarium this fall. Discover giant glowing animals made from pumpkins and wander through an underwater pumpkin patch surrounded by sharks. Save on tickets at newportaquarium.com.
I'll take these and a Ghostbusters game, please. Maybe just the Ghostbusters game?
Scare big cash prizes with these Ghostbusters games from the Kentucky Lottery.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, Kentucky.
Good morning, Kentucky. Wake up, Kentucky. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning. You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I am in.
I'll be here.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. She's in too.
Good morning, Kentucky, and good morning, America. Now that's good.
It's time for Kentucky's oldest festival since 1794, the October Court Day Festival in downtown Mount Sterling, October the 18th through the 21st. Over 500 vendors with handmade crafts, antiques, collectibles, and a huge selection of great food. Check out the live music Friday through Sunday on 2 stages, thanks to Community Trust Bank. Catch a free train ride on the Rumpke Court Day Express. Find out more at MountSterlingTourism.com and October Court Day Festival in Mount Sterling on Facebook. Kentucky, come see for yourself.
An injured worker left me a message that said, "You probably won't call me back. I'm just a nobody." I called him right back. Nobody's a nobody, and no one deserves a better firm than you.
When Morgan said nobody is a nobody, I felt like that. And they took care of me, and now we're doing okay. Thank God that I went to Morgan & Morgan.
The utility grid is in worse shape than it's ever been in the history of electricity for our homes. So we're losing power more frequently, and we have the solution, a Generac backup power generator. It's automatic, it comes on, no more dragging a generator out of the garage and filling it up with gasoline. This runs on natural gas or propane. It's built into the house. When the grid goes down, the generator comes on, and you're living just like the grid was there. So never lose power again. Give Synergy a call. We're the experts, 859-687-0553 or mysynergyhome.com.
Explore the new underwater pumpkin glow at Newport Aquarium this fall. Watch as your animal friends get pumpkin treats and special fall enrichment while jack-o'-lanterns become artificial reefs for the animals to explore. Save on tickets at newportaquarium.com.
Next ET, we're third wheeling it with George and Amal Clooney for their New York night out.
Said it wouldn't last.
Plus, fall TV returns and a Ted Lasso comeback.
Listen, you people.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36.
Well, it's been quite the Friday with now tropical depression Helene moving into western Kentucky. The solid rain and the heavy winds backing down and going away, but that stuff's going to pivot back. At least the rain will for the upcoming weekend. A little breezy, but nothing like what we dealt with earlier today. Does look like by the end of the forecast period, we'll finally get back into some sunshine, feeling good into early October.
Thank you, Tej, and thanks for that severe weather coverage. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there, folks, this weekend. Take care of one another. We'll see.
Champion's Big Window Sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard-to-open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's buy two, get two free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Chevy gets it. I want it, and I can afford it can be one and the same. With Chevy Trax, a car and driver 10 best. The rugged Chevy Trailblazer. And Chevy Colorado, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Chevy, all you want is all within reach. Connected by OnStar.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $500 cash allowance on all 2024 Trailblazer models. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Confused about Amendment 2? Your kids aren't.
Look, school vouchers are a bad idea. In Arizona, they blew a massive hole in the budget. In Florida, $1.3 billion was shifted away from public to private schools. In Georgia, rural Republicans are in revolt over vouchers. 90% of Kentucky kids go to public schools. Amendment 2 would hurt us.
I told you it was a bad idea.
Don't fail our kids. Vote no on Amendment 2.
Join Legion M and ABC 36 for an unforgettable Kentucky evening with William Shatner. Worldwide icon William Shatner will host a screening of the critically acclaimed film You Can Call Me Bill at the Kentucky Theater in downtown Lexington, Friday, October 4th at 6 p.m., followed by a live Q&A moderated by ABC 36's Doug and Lisa High and a VIP after party. Tickets through the QR code or website. A Kentucky evening with William Shatner. Brought to you by ABC 36. Visit